Hey son, good news. I bought you a new Sega Genesis game. Check it out. No way. Super Battleship? The classic naval combat game on the Sega Genesis? Enemies subsided off the port bow? Oh man, look at these screenshots. Oh man, this is going to be Streets of Rage 2 on the water. Let's pop this sucker in and get her started. Uh, huh? What the? Alright, so I move the ships forward. Okay. Is that the Jaws theme song? Wait, am I controlling these? Good lord, what is happening? Yep, it's Super Battleship on the Sega Genesis, the strictly single player game, strategy game with barely real time elements. Obviously, based on the board game by Milton Bradley, this bad boy was released in 1993, and yes, I did grow up with this game. I originally hated, but I've kind of learned to enjoy it, if you know what I mean. Well, we'll get into it. So growing up, I was really into strategy games. My main game was chess. When I was in high school, I was a ranked master. So I was always in love with like puzzle games, board games, stuff like this. So this game, when I picked it up, I was not expecting it. I was kind of expecting like, actually, I don't. To be honest with you, I didn't know, but like it was Sega Genesis, so I was thinking like a fast-paced action game. And when I popped it in, I was like, wow, this is like a really slow-paced strategy game. Um, I don't want to compare it to like StarCraft or Command and Conquer or like Red Alert or something like that because it's nowhere near that level. But the game has some charm to it, but overall, it's boring as hell. But someone like me who enjoys strategy games, I've learned to like it. It's one of those games where, hey, if you want to pop it in and just relax for an hour and just, play a calm game, this is actually a good game to play. But if you're looking for like, hey, like another Sonic 2, a fast-paced, action game, ignore it. Don't even pick it up because you're probably going to rank it a 1 or a 2 out of 5. As you can see, when it's your turn, you move your boat. You have a certain amount of turns per mission. So you can attack the enemy can attack you. So here we are, we're going back and forth in a battle. Obviously, the smaller ships like this one are easier to sink. So here I am, I'm getting attacked again. So obviously, the closer the boat, the closer it's going to be on the screen. Like this is a lot closer than the last one. So like I said, this is like the real-time parts to it. Oh, of course, I'm sinking. I like the fact that they play taps when your boat sinks, but here, for example, you can use torpedoes at a closer range. My boat was already beat up, so now I'm sinking. Whatever. Let's try a new mission. Pit bulls and sluggers. This was one of my favorite ones. They show the first 4 missions on the screen, and once you get past that, oh wait, this is classic. The one part I hate about this game are shooting the missiles. When I was a kid, I used to be able to nail them, but capturing this game footage, it's like Top Gun on the NES and trying to land it. I'm sure you guys seen the Angry Video Game video where he's trying to land the airplane. I can't hit this for SHIT, man. When I was a kid, I used to be able to be spot on with this. From my understanding, the Super Nintendo game is a little bit easier. Like I said, this game has 2 modes, Super Battleship and Classic Battleship. Classic Battleship is essentially an electronic version of the board game, and Super Battleship is what I'm playing right now, where you control your ships and get them close enough to the enemies and destroy them, and that's how you beat the level. So the mode that I'm playing, Super Battleship, contains 16 missions. I don't think I've gotten past the 6th one, but because this game is pretty tough, but each mission must be completed within a certain amount of moves, and that's actually where the strategy kicks in because you, for example, you might have 25 moves to move your ships in a certain direction towards the enemy, and at the same time you have to sink all the enemy ships, and sometimes you have to use depth charges for the submarines. Now, sometimes this can be very, very tough, considering the game is turn-based. So the game's interface contains both a radar and a sonar mode. Radar detects the main battleships on the surface, while the sonar detects the submarines, obviously. You also see the green blinking lights. Those are mines, and your sonar will pick up on that. So you have to avoid those, or else one of your ships will sink. One of the cool things I like about this game, and I forgot to capture it, is that if you have a smaller boat, you can actually ram it into a bigger, larger cruiser ship that you know that you have no shot against. So it's almost like a kamikaze. Um, the cool thing I like about this game too is that the four ships that you control are the same as the board game. You got the PT boat, the cruiser, destroyer, and the battleship. Unfortunately, you can't control the submarines; only the enemy can. So, like I said before, I grew up with this game, and believe it or not, I actually played it a decent amount because it was a very relaxing game to me. Like I said, I enjoyed strategy games. I loved playing StarCraft, Warcraft, especially Warcraft 2 and 3. Those games were, oh man, I can't even tell you how many hours I wasted on that. But there's just something about this game that I liked. Look, and I'm going to be honest with you. If you pick this up, you're probably not going to like it because you have to walk into it knowing that it's going to be a boring, relaxing, slow paced game. And if you take it at face value, you might enjoy it. And it's actually a great challenge. Um, I don't want to call it a puzzle game, but it's more like a real time strategy, but it's very slow. I like the game. Do I recommend it? No, but is it the worst game ever? No. Is it a great game? No. It's it's like a 3.5 out of 5, or probably a 3 out of 5. But some people might put it at a 1. I mean, I put it at a 3.5 out of 5. It's it's something cool to like waste an hour and a half playing, and the more you play it, the more you'll pick up on the strategy, the more you'll pick up on the memorization. Oh, I remember this level. I had to move my ship here and there in order to sink this larger ship and stuff like that. So, but unfortunately, I don't have that many hours to waste into the game like this nowadays. But anyway, guys, if you're into these type of games, pick it up. It's dirt cheap. I think it's like 15 bucks on eBay. You can't go wrong with it, and it comes in one of those crappy cardboard boxes. So I'm sure you can get a really beat up version for like 10 bucks. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll check you next time.